Building a massive neck and forging bulletproof knees are highly achievable goals. But when you are just starting out, the fear of joint pain can stop your progress before it even begins. To get you there safely, we are going to build a customized 4-part baseline routine. We will rely purely on your specific mechanics and basic household items to guarantee consistent progression. This diagram illustrates our core mechanic, the pain-free margin roll. You only ever work within a range of motion that is completely comfortable. If lowering yourself 2 inches into a squat is where discomfort starts, that 2-inch boundary is your absolute limit for the day. Rather than pushing past that point, you will stop and hold that exact position isometrically for 3 to 5 seconds. By adding exactly 1 inch of depth per week to that margin, you safely force the connective tissues in your knees, shoulders, and wrists to adapt. This steady overload builds the tendon density required to support heavy lifting down the line. Step 1 is your upper body pull track. To build a wide back and thick forearms right now, you don't need a pull-up bar. You only need a sturdy door frame and a towel. This graphic shows the exact progression curve for pulling strength. It begins at the bottom step with elevated rows. The higher your chest is angled toward the ceiling, the less gravity acts against you. As you step your feet forward and drop your angle week by week, you increase the mechanical difficulty until you reach the peak of towel pull-ups. To increase the demand on your forearms during these rows, wrap a thick towel around the grip. A thicker circumference forces the forearm muscles to work significantly harder to maintain your hold, taxing the grip and providing the stimulus needed for hypertrophy. Step 2 is the push track for your chest and shoulders. We apply the exact same geometric logic here. You will test your pain-free pressing angle by starting completely vertical against a wall. Looking at the push track diagram, you can see how we systematically lower that angle. You begin with baseline wall push-ups, eventually moving to an incline against a high bench or kitchen counter, and finally arriving flat on the floor before attempting bodyweight dips. In whichever variation matches your current strength, lower yourself only to the precise depth right before your shoulders feel impinged. Stop there and execute your 3-second isometric hold. Finding these specific angles automatically calibrates the routine to your exact strength limits today. This removes the temptation to ego lift and forces the targeted muscles to do all the work. Step 3 is the lower body track. Before we focus on packing mass onto your legs, the primary objective is bulletproofing your knees to handle that future weight. You will test your squat baseline by holding onto a sturdy pole for a supported squat, or simply sitting down into a chair squat. Again, enforce the strict rule. Find your painless limit and aim to drop exactly 1 inch lower next week. If squats are too much right now, you will use the standing heel drag. Stand straight up, press your heel directly into the floorboards, and pull backward against the floor's friction without bending your leg. This static tension directly fires your hamstring tendons. It forces the muscles supporting the kneecap to stabilize without requiring your knee joint to bend or articulate. Once that baseline stability is established, you will graduate to bodyweight good mornings to drill the hip hinge mechanic, pushing your glutes straight back while keeping your shins vertical. This vector breakdown illustrates why the hip hinge is so critical. Mastering this backward pelvic motion effectively transfers the physical stress away from the patella and redirects it into your glutes and hamstrings. Building this posterior strength is a necessary prerequisite. Mastering these joint-safe, zero-equipment regressions prepares your body for the load of heavy barbell squats or deadlifts. The final step is your neck and posture track. Your front and side neck muscles, the sternocleidomastoid, along with your traps, respond well to high-frequency, controlled stimulation. Looking at this diagram, we start with tucked chin neck knots. From there, you introduce self-resisted neck curls. You simply press your own hand against your hand to provide manual, progressive resistance while flexing the neck sideways or forward. Because the tension is entirely self-regulated by your own arm, you can safely push your cervical muscles to true mechanical failure. You get the hypertrophic stimulus without the risks associated with spinal compression. You will pair this directly with farmer carries. Walking with heavy weights in each hand forces your traps to aggressively stabilize your shoulder girdle, helping to improve posture while simultaneously developing grip strength. Developing lateral neck thickness and forearm density completes the physical silhouette. These areas communicate a foundation of functional strength and stability that complements the work you've done on your larger muscle groups. You now have a complete 4-part blueprint. By testing your vertical and horizontal angles, you have calibrated a routine built specifically for your current physical baseline. Your single operational goal going forward is to drop exactly 1 inch deeper into those movements, or step 1 rung up the progression ladder every single week. Because this routine focuses on building new muscle tissue, your body requires adequate fuel to adapt. A common mistake when trying to fix a skinny fat look is to drop calories too low. As this graph shows, a steep deficit often causes the body to sacrifice muscle mass to preserve energy. To avoid this, keep your calories at maintenance levels and prioritize high protein intake. This provides your body the resources it needs to repair the tissues you've challenged, allowing your body composition to shift naturally as you gain strength. The system is structured and the mechanics are set. Grab a towel, find a door frame, and execute your first pain-free baseline session right now.